eyewitness weather forecast.
6:08 is now the time on your early Tuesday evening. I'm meteorologist Jordan Reed, tracking some lake effect snow and some wind for tonight before things calm down for Christmas Eve and day. So at least we do get a bit of a break, although we won't see a lot of sunshine either of those 2 days. Let's first take a look at the winter weather advisory. Now you'll notice that from the valley on toward the south, it has already been allowed to expire, but from the valley on to the north, it does continue through 7 a.m. tomorrow morning for mainly snowfall, but there could be some sleet and freezing rain mixed in there, especially closer to the thruway corridor. As far as the wind advisory is concerned, that is in effect for southern Herkimer, southern Fulton, and Montgomery counties from 3 a.m. on Wednesday to noon on Wednesday, and that's because at times we could see gusts of wind 40 to 50 miles an hour, sustained winds out of the northwest at around 15 to 25 miles an hour at times during that period, even outside of the advisory. Right now in downtown Utica, it's looking rather dreary and 33 degrees, mostly cloudy skies and a few showers out there. Winds out of the east at 6 miles an hour, however, making it feel like 28, and the dew point is right at the freezing mark at this time. Temperatures up toward the north are cold enough to support snow in the upper 20s to right around, if not just above 30 degrees. And from the valley on south, we're right around, if not just above 30 degrees. And in some cases, we are seeing temperatures right at, if not just above freezing at the present time. But again, it feels colder because of the winds out of the southwest right now at around 5 to 10 miles an hour. But again, they will pick up out of the northwest during the overnight hours, and that's making it feel like the teens and 20s out there, with the exception of Johnstown, which is seeing a calm wind. So 30 there is actually feeling like 30, and that's where you're seeing some moderate to even heavier pockets of snow at this time. For most of us, it is fairly light, and even on the thruway corridor in both Madison and Oneida counties, you might even find a little bit of cold rain mixed in. But the reason for that is because we do have an area of low pressure that's moving up through central portions of Ontario right now, and it's once this cold front moves through back toward the Chicago area later on tonight and through early tomorrow morning, that we'll see the winds switch over to the northwest and the temperatures drop behind it as well. And again, those winds will be quite gusty. So we'll see periods of both rain and snow showers during the overnight hours. They should be coming to an end around 5 to 7 a.m. tomorrow morning, and then it'll just be left with mostly cloudy skies. And again, you'll notice that 34 happens early in the day. It'll be dropping throughout the 20s throughout the day and feeling like the teens and 20s with the wind on top of it. So overnight tonight, we will see a lot of clouds, and we will also see some snow showers continuing up toward the north through tomorrow morning, hence the winter weather advisory continuing there. Some of it will be light to occasionally moderate at times and may sneak its way to the south valley as well, but not warranting any advisories there. And again, just the rest of your Christmas Eve is just looking mostly cloudy. It'll be quite gusty at times too, and feeling a little bit on the chilly side. As far as your additional snowfall accumulation, a coating to an inch from the valley on toward the south. Up toward the north, you could find a couple of locations that do see as much as 2 to maybe 3 or 4 inches of snow. And then the next 2 days, both Christmas Eve and day, look mostly cloudy and pretty close to average for this time of year, around 34 both days. We'll drop into the single digits for Christmas night into the start of Kwanzaa. And then it looks like we'll see some snow showers for both Friday and Saturday. And it looks like the wintry weather continues right into the start of next week as well. Thomas, back to you.
Now, your eyewitness weather forecast.
It is now 10:16 on your late Tuesday evening. I'm meteorologist Jordan Reed, tracking some lake effect snow and some wind during the overnight hours before it turns quieter and not exactly brighter, though, for both Christmas Eve and day, which is some good news if you have any traveling or last-minute shopping to do. Let's take a look first, though, at the winter weather advisory that is in effect for some of the lake effect snow, but also a little bit of freezing rain and some sleet that we've been seeing across the area through 7 a.m. tomorrow morning. You'll remember last night at this time, it did include our counties to the south of the thruway, but because the majority of the precipitation has come to an end there, that has been allowed to expire. What has been issued, though, is a wind advisory for southern Herkimer, southern Fulton, as well as Montgomery counties from 3 a.m. till noon on Wednesday, and that's because we could see winds out of the northwest 15 to 25 miles an hour, gusting 30 to 50 at times as the cold front moves across the area. Before it does, this high temperature of 37 for today, that's actually occurring right now. Our low this morning was 27, so we're actually above average by about 2 to 5 degrees in both departments, and obviously not anything record-breaking. Our record high is 61 back in 1957. The record low, -7 in 1943. And we had just over 1/10 of an inch of precipitation today, with also exactly 9 hours of daylight. However, we've gained 11 seconds of daylight since, we gained 7 seconds of daylight since yesterday, and tomorrow we'll gain an additional 11 seconds, mainly in the evening. Right now in downtown Utica, we're seeing some dreary conditions, 37 degrees, as I mentioned, winds out of the west at 13, making it feel like 29, and temperatures across the area right now largely into the upper 20s to the lower and middle 30s, with winds out of the west right now, so that'll knock down the temperatures eventually, especially once the cold front moves through. So this is the last of the 30s that we'll see, at least at night, for the next little while. Looks like we'll see some single digits, some teens, and some 20s, which is around, if not just below average for this time of year through the next 7 to 10 days for your potential lows. Winds out of the west right now at around 5 to 15 miles an hour, but closer to Lake Ontario, we are seeing some sustained winds closer to 20 at this time. We are also seeing some low-level moisture in portions of the Mohawk Valley, mainly in the form of rain, but there are some wet snowflakes both to the northwest and down toward the southeast. But again, fairly light in nature out there. The reason for that is because we do have an area of low pressure that's making its way from Ontario up into Quebec right now. This cold front is what's going to trigger all that wind and the drop in temperature, and that'll be during the overnight hours. So even though the high officially for tomorrow will be around 34, we'll drop into the 20s throughout the day, and it'll feel like the teens to around 20 with that wind and mostly cloudy skies throughout most of the day. But at least it does look dry. Futurecast showing us that we will see some of that lake effect snow, light to moderate in intensity, especially from the Thruway on north. Could see a couple of streamers make their way to the south during the overnight hours, but I'm not expecting much of additional accumulation down there. Maybe a little bit more as you head up toward the north. Winds out of the west-northwest tomorrow to start the day, around 15 to 25 miles an hour. They will slacken off toward calmer conditions as you head toward the afternoon into the evening. And as I mentioned, there could be another 1 to 3 inches of snow, maybe a little bit more as you head toward the north by this time tomorrow night. And it looks like we will see quiet conditions for Christmas Eve day. Highs both days around 34 with mostly cloudy skies. It's thereafter that we do see the return of some rain and some snow, especially into the weekend. Thomas, back to you.
Now, your eyewitness weather forecast.
11:12 is just about the time on your late Tuesday evening. I'm meteorologist Jordan Reed, tracking some quieter weather for Christmas Eve day, but we do have a few more lake effect snow showers and some wind to get through first. Let's take a look first off at our winter weather advisory that remains in effect from the Thruway corridor on north through 7 a.m. tomorrow morning, and that's because of a little bit of lake effect snow as well as a little bit of freezing rain and sleet, especially the further south that you head. And the reason why the advisory has been allowed to expire further to the south is because most of the precipitation has come to an end. We also have a wind advisory in effect for southern Herkimer, southern Fulton, all of Montgomery counties from 3 a.m. till noon tomorrow for your Christmas Eve, for winds that will be sustained out of the northwest at around 15 to 25 miles an hour, but there could be gusts at times of 30 to 50 in that area and even outside of that area as well. Right now in downtown Utica, it's looking pretty dreary, 37 degrees with some rain showers in the vicinity. Winds out of the west at 13, however, making it feel like 29. And this is the warmest that it's been the entire day. And unfortunately for our Wednesday, temperatures are going to start off in the middle and upper 30s, but then slide into the 20s and feel like the teens for most of the day, thanks to a cold front moving through, and that's what will trigger that wind as well. Temperatures up toward the north are a little bit cooler there. You might find a couple of readings that are sub-freezing, but most of us in the middle and upper 30s from the valley on south, and we will eventually see temperatures dropping back during the overnight hours, but enjoy it while we've got it, because look at these potential lows over the next 10 nights. We will see single digits as well as some teens, and then right around 20 degrees, and that's where we should be at this time of year. The winds out of the northwest, as I mentioned, out of the west right now, I should say, at around 5 to 15 miles an hour, but again, they will be sustained 15 to 20 at times, gusting higher than that, and that's just adding to the chill in the air, and we are dealing with some light precipitation in the valley to the northwest and down toward the southeast as well, mainly falling in the form of rain in the valley and colder to the northwest, so you are seeing some snow up there, fairly light in nature. So again, there's the cold front that will cross through the area during the overnight hours and through the first part of tomorrow, and that's what will cause an increase in clouds, some wind, as well as that temperature slide from the 30s back into the 20s throughout the day. So Officially, your high tomorrow will occur at around midnight or just after, around 34 degrees. It will be in the 20s for most of the day with a lot of clouds as well as the wind, making it feel like the teens and 20s for most of the day. So we'll deal with some lake effect snow showers through around 6 or 7 a.m. for many of us. For some of you, it could linger on until noon, but the advisories will be done with by that point. We'll see winds out of the northwest tomorrow around 10 to 20 as we head through the afternoon, so not as gusty in the afternoon as it will be in the morning, but we will deal with a lot of clouds throughout the entire day. And then dropping into the teens and 20s for tomorrow night. There could be an additional coating to an inch of snow from the valley on toward the south, maybe as much as 1 to 3 up toward the north and east. And it looks like we'll see a carbon copy for our Thursday around 34 before dropping to around 6 degrees for Christmas night. And then it looks like Kwanzaa begins with some snow showers for Friday afternoon through Saturday morning. And it looks like we could see another wintry mix heading our way to close out the weekend and start the following week for Sunday